capital, Abuja. I am Shehu Said. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. The Sultan of Sokoto and President General of the Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Muhammad Abubakar, Saad Abubakar, has declared Monday, December 22nd, 2025, as the first day of Rajab 1447 after Hijrah. The declaration was contained in a statement released and signed by the Wazir in Sokoto, Professor Sambo Junaidu. According to the statement, the Sultanate Council Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs, in conjunction with the National Moon Sighting Committee, did not receive any report from various moon sighting committees across the country confirming the sighting of the crescent of Rajab 1447 after Hijrah. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu arrived at the Murtala Mohammed Airport on Saturday evening after a visit to Borno and Bauchi states. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State and other government officials welcomed the president upon his arrival in the coastal state. Presidential spokesman Bayo Onanuga said Tinubu will engage in some social activities, including the Eyo Festival, during his stay in the commercial city. He will also receive dignitaries across the country who will pay homage to him this yeartide. The presidency has dismissed claims that it secretly altered some provisions of the newly enacted tax reform laws, insisting that no changes were made outside the established legal and legislative process. This comes as former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, and several civil society organizations called for the suspension of the implementation of the laws. The tax reform laws, which face stiff opposition from federal lawmakers from the northern part of the country before their passage, are scheduled to take effect on January 1, 2026. Senate President Godswill Akpabio has approached the Supreme Court to challenge a ruling of the Court of Appeal in the legal battle arising from the suspension of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Akpabio is seeking to overturn the appellate court's decision that struck out the federal government's brief of argument in the appeal, describing the ruling as flawed and prejudicial. The Abuja division of the Court of Appeal had held that the brief filed on behalf of Senate President was fundamentally defective and incompetent for failing to comply with mandatory provisions of the Court of Appeal rules. In his appeal to the Supreme Court, Akpabio argues that the Court of Appeal denied him his constitutional right to fair hearing by refusing to grant leave to correct the defects or permit an extension of the page limit. Members of the House of Representatives have declared their support for a bill seeking the creation of special seats for women in the National Assembly and state legislatures. The bill proposes the introduction of one additional female senator for each state and the Federal Capital Territory, with each woman elected to the reserved seat for women representing her entire state. In the House of Representatives, the proposal provides for one additional female lawmaker for each state and the FCT, also elected on a statewide basis. The ruling All Progressives Congress APC has released the timetable for its nationwide wards, local government, state and zonal congresses, as well as the National Convention for the 2025-2026 cycle. The party stated that the activities will commence with a nationwide electronic membership registration running till January 30, 2026. Following the registration exercise, APC's ward congresses are slated for Wednesday, February 18, 2026, with local government congresses scheduled for Friday, February 20, 2026. The federal government has commissioned a polychlorinated bifluorins PCBS treatment facility at the Sheda Science and Technology Complex, SHESTCO, Abuja. The initiative is aimed at eliminating hazardous industrial pollutants and safeguarding public health. Ubong Usoro reports.
Polychlorinated benefuels, PCBs, are a group of man-made industrial chemicals, once widely used in electrical equipment such as transformers and capacitors, as well as hydraulic fluids, paints, and coolants, because of their heat resistance and insulating properties. However, when poorly managed or improperly disposed, PCBs contaminate soil, water, and food chains, posing serious risk to both present and future generations. Speaking at the commissioning ceremony, Minister of Environment Balarabe Abbas said the facility marks a major shift from unsafe handling of toxic chemicals to environmentally sound treatment and disposals of PCBs in Nigeria. He added that the facility represents the federal government's commitment to protecting public health and the environment.
It's more than a technical installation. It represents a major advancement in Nigeria's capacity to manage hazardous materials domestically by enabling the decontamination and environmentally sound treatment of PCBs.
The minister explained that the initiative also delivered key outcomes, including the development of national PCBs inventories, chemical safety guidelines, operator training program, and increased public awareness on the dangers of toxic chemicals. He noted that the facility will prevent further contamination of the environment and food systems, while creating green jobs and supporting Nigeria's transition to a circular economy.
It will prevent further contamination of our environment and food system, thereby reducing health risks to workers and surrounding communities. This facility is the direct pathway to generating more green jobs, driving Nigeria's broader transition towards a circular economy, enhancing resource efficiency, and promoting sustainable development for our benefits.
He assured that the Federal Ministry of Environment would continue to strengthen enforcement and promote chemical safety reforms nationwide. Ubong Usoro for Global Television.
And from environment to security matters. The police and other security agencies have beefed up security across the country, with Christmas just a few days away. Hundreds of thousands of Nigerians usually travel to their hometowns to celebrate the occasion, some by road and others by air. Reports from different parts of the country show that traffic from the southwest and the northern states to the southeast and south-south has been on the increase in the last few days. Meanwhile, the Federal Capital Territory Police Command says it has recorded significant breakthroughs in the fight against crime, arresting over 160 suspects and rescuing dozens of victims between October and December 2025. The Commissioner of Police, FCT Command Mila Dantawaye, disclosed this while briefing journalists at the command headquarters in Abuja. Kikilomo Kere has details.
According to the police commissioner, the command carried out comprehensive security assessment across 6 area councils of the Federal Capital Territory following its assumption of office in October 2025. The assessment identified key security concerns, including kidnapping, armed robbery, so-called one-chance robberies, car theft, drug-related offenses, and other violent crimes. CP Dantawaye explained that, in line with the directive of the Inspector General of Police, Olukayode Adeolu Egbetokun, the command adopted an intelligence-driven policing strategy, combining crime analysis, hotspot mapping, community engagement, and interagency collaboration.
We adopted focused intelligence-driven operational approach, anchored on crime analysis, hotspot mapping, collaboration with sister agencies, and continuous operational evaluation to guide deployments and tactical responses.
Breaking down the figures, the Commissioner of Police says 7 kidnap cases were recorded, leading to arrest of 41 suspects and the disruption of several kidnapping gangs operating within and around the FCT, and 38 suspects arrested, while 26 cases of one-chance robbery led to the arrest of 12 suspects. On rescues, CP Dantawaye says 24 kidnapped victims, including women and children, were safely rescued from criminal hideouts, while 8 others victims of violent crimes were recovered through swift police intervention.
Police Command recorded notable operational successes across multiple crime fronts, particularly in anti-kidnapping operations, armed robbery suppression, arrest of violent offenders, rescue of victims, and recovery of arms, ammunition, vehicles, cash, and other criminal exhibits.
The police commissioner added that 96 suspects were discharged to court during the period under review, with 60 convictions already secured, while other cases remain under prosecution. It further reveals that significant recoveries were made, including rifles, shotgun, locally made firearms, live ammunition, illicit drugs, stolen vehicles, counterfeit items, and over 15 million naira in cash believed to be proceeds of crime. The Commissioner of Police assured residents that the FCT Command will continue to strengthen intelligence-led policing, deepen community engagement, and sustain joint operations to address emerging security threats. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
You're watching the live broadcast of the news cycle. When we return, unknown gunmen kill 10, injure others in South Africa shooting. Details coming shortly, plus business and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. We begin with business in the second segment of the bulletin, where the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC) has invited businessman Aliko Dangote for more information in respect of his petition against the immediate past managing director of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Farouk Ahmed. Dangote is expected to appear or send his lawyer Ogu Onoja tomorrow when ICPC's investigation of the petition formally commences. Dangote had accused Farouk of corruption and misappropriation of funds, including spending millions of dollars on his 4 children's education in expensive and exclusive schools in Switzerland. The Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission says it is committed to boosting investment across priority sectors and implementing the new Economic Development Incentive Framework in 2026. Executive Secretary of the Commission, Aisha Rimi, made this disclosure while addressing journalists in Abuja. Business correspondent Kikelomo Okere has details.
The Executive Secretary, Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, Aisha Rimi, who was represented by the Director of Strategic Services, Abubakar Yerima, while reviewing the Commission's 2025 performance, reported steady growth in capital importation and investment facilitation.
Key digital tools required. The overall impact is that in 2025, the interventions of the department significantly strengthened NIPC's institutional effectiveness, strategic coherence, and national relevance.
He emphasized the important role of the media in shaping Nigeria's economic image and building investors' confidence. Official says accurate reporting promotes transparency and positions the media as a key partner in telling Nigeria's investment story.
Overall, the department's intervention reinforced NIPC's role as a strategic national institution and strengthened Nigeria's capacity to attract, manage, and patronize quality investments that support sustainable economic growth.
The Commission thanked the media for its partnership in promoting Nigerian investment potential and reaffirmed its commitment to enhancing investors' support, digital service, and creating a more competitive business environment. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
Thank you, Kike. We move to a foreign scene where unknown gunmen killed 10 people and wounded 10 others in an attack at a township outside Johannesburg. It is the second mass shooting in South Africa this month. The motive for the attack at Bakasdal, 40 kilometers southwest of the city, was not clear. South Africa, home to 63 million people, suffers from a high crime rate, including one of the highest murder rates in the world. And one more Palestinian has been killed by the Israeli army in Gaza in its latest violation of a ceasefire that came into effect in October. Turkey's foreign minister says Israel's repeated violations of the ceasefire are creating major risks for transitioning to the second phase. However, 5 people have been rescued in the Sheikh Radwan neighborhood of Gaza City after the roof of a 3-story building collapsed. Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has ordered a review of the country's police and national intelligence agencies following the deadly Bondi Beach attack in Sydney, which authorities have classified as a terrorist incident. 2 gunmen killed 15 people during an attack on a Jewish festival, with police saying the assailants were inspired by Islamic State ideology. According to the Prime Minister, the incident underscored a rapidly evolving security environment and the need to ensure security agencies are adequately prepared to respond to emergency threats. And we move to sports scene. The National Sports Commission has commended Team Nigeria for its outstanding performance and conduct at the recently concluded African Youth Games, describing the outing as a strong reflection of the nation's vast grassroots talent and a promising future for Nigerian sports. Director General of the Commission, Bukola Olupade, praised the athletes, coaches, and support staff for their dedication and commitment, with special recognitions given to the grassroots development team. And Nigeria's women's domestic football is set for a major boost as new long-term support is expected to strengthen the structure of the Nigeria Women's Football League and deepen grassroots development across the country. With sustained focus on structure and grassroots development, stakeholders believe the NWFL could emerge as a model for women's football on the continent. Correspondent Aniete Patrick has the details.
The Nigeria Women's Football League, NWFL, is entering a new phase aimed at long-term growth, stability, and talent development following a funding partnership designed to strengthen the domestic game. The support is expected to improve league organization, officiating standards, and club welfare, while creating clearer pathways for young female footballers from grassroots to elite level. Beyond the top division, the initiative is also projected to support youth programs, community teams, and talent discovery across the states, reinforcing the league's role as a feeder system for Nigeria's national women's teams. Stakeholders say the focus is on building a sustainable football ecosystem where young girls can access competitive football, proper coaching, and regular match opportunities rather than short-term gains.
Total value every year, starting off, is 1 billion per league, right? And what I did is just break it down to tell you this part is cash, this part is production, this part is marketing, and this element of it allows us to buy airtime so that the leagues are visible on national broadcasters.
The Nigerian National League is also expected to benefit from similar support, helping to strengthen the lower tiers of domestic football and improve the overall football pyramid. Officials say better funding at league level will translate into stronger clubs, improved administration, and better preparation for players who will eventually represent Nigeria at junior and senior levels.
This collaboration will mark a good milestone to elevate women football in Nigeria to new heights. Top-tier sport bring expertise, innovation, and share a passion for developing talent and growing the game. Together, we will enhance league operations.
The National Sports Commission has described the development as a positive step towards rebuilding trust in Nigerian sports and encouraging partnerships that prioritize athletes' welfare and grassroots growth.
I'm also connected to the Women League. As an entrepreneur, I did search for sponsorship for the league. But what Chichi has brought to the table today is beyond inclusivity, is beyond equality. It is a true meaning of investing in the girl child.
For women's football, the expectation is clear: a stronger domestic league, wider participation, and a steady supply of talent for the future. Anye Tie Patrick, reporting for Global TV News.
And that's it on News Cycle, but a quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @GlobalTVNG. I am Shehu Said, once again saying thanks for being with us.